So without much further ado, I'd like to take this opportunity to invite our very own. We know him very well. He's an interesting one, a great one, an experienced one in the construction industry, the real estate. He's a civil engineer, and he's also a team leader at Archome Engineering. I understand that each one of us would like to build our houses, build those arcades, build those tall buildings. So we may need to learn from him as well as give him business. So allow me, with a round of applause, welcome John Mwesigwa, team leader, Archome Engineering, to speak to us this morning. You're welcome, brother. Speak to us. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Jonan. I want to use our time very well so that then I give enough time for questions. So we'll dive into it. We are Archome Engineering Solutions since 2009. So that's an average of 15 years. Actively, we've been 11 years in. So we are a building engineering construction company, but we offer both design and construction. And then on the other side, we do project management. We are located in Ntinda, Velocity Mansions building. Yeah, just above Ecofarm Pharmacy. Those who know the building where Ecofarm in Ntinda is, just before you reach the lights. Right into it, a few statistics I thought I would give us. But did you know that Uganda's population growth rate is at 3%? And the urbanization rate is at 5.2%. That's according to a study done by Center for Affordable Housing Finance Africa. It's an organization that takes keen interest in housing and their focus is on affordable housing. There's a widening gap between the demand and supply of decent housing units, even with those statistics. And currently the gap stands at 300,000. It's expanding actually at 300,000 units per year. Now, for those of you who are in the real estate sector, if your work is not catching up with that kind of demand, well, there's the opportunity. I hope you can see. And that has put us at a current housing deficit of 2.4 million housing units as a country. Now, that used to be like 1.2 million 10 years ago. If it's now at 2.4 million housing unit deficit, it means the rate at which you are developing or we are developing housing units and the demand for them, they're not matching. And there could be a reason, but we'll find out. This is again more stats given by the same firm. I'll share the link to that research where you can go and find for yourself that information, but I picked up a few things that I thought were important for this call. 25 years it will take you in Uganda, to cover back a mortgage. I don't know how many of you would really be happy sleeping in a house waiting for 25 years to, and I'll tell you why it's that. And then we also have that the price of the cheapest newly built house by a former developer or contractor in an urban area in Uganda is around 58 million.
Engineer,
yes.
Yeah, the slides are not moving. I don't know if the stats are in the head or, but
really?
Also the PowerPoint, put it in full PowerPoint mode. Yeah.
I'd put it in full PowerPoint mode. How are you seeing them now?
Yeah. And now they're.
Okay, I think let me leave them there. Sorry. So these are the stats. Sorry about that. Let me leave it here because I think when I put it in full PowerPoint mode, that's when it pauses. I don't know.
Okay. That's fine. Thanks.
Yeah. So I was giving you these stats for your consumption, but you'll be able to look at that report. I'll share the link in the group after the call. So we are looking at a 58 million, the cheapest. It's not me. That's information coming from data that has been gathered, and this data is as recent as December 2022. So you could say it's more current than most of the data you may be having. And the size of such a house is around 82 square meters. Just to put it in perspective for you, that's a 2-bedroomed house, a typical 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom house. So going by the above, I needed to deduce some information that was relevant for you today, who plans to build your home, that it would cost you approximately 650,000 shillings per square meter. And when I look at that figure, I'm in agreement based on my experience and my current work dynamics around the sector, that's the cheapest you probably would wind up with if you're building. So anyone planning to build, I hope that statistic helps you make a good financial decision. That's cheapest. Doesn't mean all houses are going to wind up there, but yeah, by and large, a small 2-bedroom house, if you have 60 million, 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, you're good to go. So welcome to Archome Engineering Solutions. We thank you for considering us for your construction needs. Today we'll showcase who we are, and we're dedicated to providing exceptional services in the building sector. But more specifically, today we talk about homes. Why we exist to create homes that families can cherish for generations through 3 things. That is innovative design, exceptional craftsmanship, and a personalized experience. You can be sure when you come to us, those 3 things will be showing up every other time. We exist to craft quality homes that exceed your expectations. We value honesty, timeliness, and transparency. And we strive to always put you, our clients, first. Our approach is collaborative. With you, our clients, we begin with a consultation. Like any other thing that's worthwhile, if you don't consult, you may end up making wrong decisions. To understand your needs and visions, we don't come to your building or to do your build bringing our ideas to you. We want to understand you first, and then we make recommendations. Then our process starts with the design of a custom plan. That is if you don't have one, because some of you may have a plan already designed. And that reflects in the style you have and your lifestyle. Now, 2 things come out. You have style. People have different styles of what they want to see their homes look like, but also they have different lifestyles. So our job is to really be able to understand those 2 and bridge the gap. We construct your home using the high quality materials on the market, and our workmanship is exceptional, I believe, as we'll find out. And at the end, with the final walkthrough to ensure that you're satisfied. We have also a team that is well suited for the work that we do. Our team has the expertise in design, construction, and project management to create homes that are both beautiful and efficient. We also have a commitment to sustainability. You know that construction is an industry that impacts a lot on the environment because of the kind of materials we use. Actually, currently, cement being one of those things that is inevitable in a construction endeavor, but still, its contribution to greenhouse gases and all environmental degradation is a bit high. I know if you give you the statistics, you would wonder whether you want to use cement again. So, but one of the things we do is, together with other stakeholders and other teams in the industry, we are trying to work out a way we can bring a bio-cement to the market, probably cheaper, but again, make a contribution towards energy efficiency in that aspect, cement being one of the key components of a build. So we have a commitment to that kind of continuous innovation around environmental concerns, and so that then we can bring the best materials and the best workmanship out of it. Now, our portfolio showcases a diverse range of projects we've done from traditional to modern, but don't take our word for it. Hear from our satisfied clients about their experience working with us. Here is one of our clients we've worked with the whole last year, working on their home, and I want to read verbatim what they wrote without editing anything out of it. Dear Engineer John of Archome Engineering Solutions, I'm writing to express my sincere gratitude for the exceptional job you have done in the construction of our house. Your hard work and dedication have truly made a significant impact on the success of this project. Your technical expertise and attention to detail was invaluable in ensuring that the project was completed with the highest level of quality. Your ability to troubleshoot and problem solve throughout the process was particularly impressive and enabled us to achieve our goals within the allotted time frame. In addition to your technical skills, I was impressed by your excellent communication and teamwork. You consistently kept us updated on the progress of the project, and you are responsive to our feedback and requests. Your willingness to collaborate with the team made a significant contribution to the overall success of the project. Thank you once again for your hard work and dedication to this project. Your contributions have not gone unnoticed, and we truly appreciate your commitment to delivering outstanding results. This is just one more. Thank you, Archome company, for doing very good work for this first phase of my construction work. I must say I was very impressed with the service offered. The engineer in charge of the project was very kind, empathetic, and supportive. In totality, I was very satisfied with the quality and timely service and look forward to working with you guys again once I'm ready to go to the next phase of my building projects. Now, conversations like this make us really want to go ahead and keep serving you and offering our services to you. And these are among the many we've worked with over the last 11 or so years that have come up to experience our services. And we don't want you to say, John came and told us. We want you to listen to them and then trust us with your work. And these are some of our work in pictures. This was a project worked on in Munyonyo. It is a whole estate of around 3 acres, but we're putting up residential units for our client. These are just some of the things we finished. And, you know, this is a work in progress. This project you're looking at here is the one for the gentleman, Rogers, up there, who just made a recommendation. Now it's different, but this is when we're still undergoing construction work. I just thought I would show you a bit of what it would look like. This is another one. These are all projects we just completed last year, by the way. We executed and completed last year. That's 2022. This is another one which they've already entered. They've just communicated they entered last week. So it's complete, and they were able to enter their house last week. Now, I wanted to bring us back to what is important to us who want to build houses. So remember our figure of 60,000 and 50,000 per square meter of floor area. I didn't do that statistic, but I thought it was relevant for this conversation. When you're trying to make a buy versus build decision as a person planning to get a home, there's always going to be that debate going on in your head. Do I buy, do I build? When I make a simple market analysis, since the cheapest house in urban centers would cost you 60,000 Uganda shillings per square meter of floor area, for a buy, if you really are keen on current going market rates of houses in the urban areas, you're going to pay twice or even thrice. And I'm trying to be a bit polite, but the real figure is even scary when you go and look out for those houses which many of you want to buy. And why? Because you're afraid of what it looks like to go through a building project. But then we are saying at Archome, why should you go through this thing that burns your pocket? And remember also, it would take you 25 years to clear a mortgage in Ugandan setting, you know, and maybe in other settings, but I'm talking about Uganda. So we are trying to bridge the gap. We're not just trying to bridge the gap, but we've been bridging this gap over the years with very many different clients that we've worked with. Now, the gap between buy and build is closed by 3 things: knowledge, and that knowledge drives out fear; experience, which guarantees quality; and then character, good team dynamics. I'm sure Those three things show up in the testimonials you've just listened to above there for people who have had to work with us. That's what Archome brings to the table. That you see, however much you would love to spend less, I'm not saying cheap, I'm saying spend less on your home construction, on your build. It is scary when you think about your level of knowledge of what goes on in construction, experience, and then the character of the team that is going to do your work. But those are the things that if you came to Archome Engineering Solutions, you wouldn't miss, as you've read. So to the BLN member, to the BLN leader, we make two offers to you. They are non-monetary, but they cost us something. And for those who have been able to reach out to us just by the first time you had listened to us, you've been able to experience some of this to some extent. So you can schedule a free 2-hour consultation with our team to discuss your project vision and get a free estimate. I don't think anyone who is undertaking a build with us, construction project with us, has ever been charged for the costing. And those of you who know, costing actually costs some good time to come up with. That's bills of quantities and things like that. It's actually a whole profession that people pay, go to the university to learn how to estimate a building. But that you'll receive if you get to give us business. You also receive guidance on inputs if committed to another design office. Now, we really appreciate and understand that some of you already have design studios that you're associated with, but we have also come to understand that it is important for you, before you go ahead to approve of a building design that you've come up with in whatever design studio. There are very many professionals around, architects who are designing many things. Consult with us if you think we should be the people to do your build, because our input helps you make a bit better, sober decisions that will affect the way the house that you're trying to come up with will function. But if you bring the job in-house that our design team will handle, that one will be, of course, charged accordingly, but the fees can be very, very friendly if you come to us. Now, you can contact us, like I've told you, we are at Velocity Mansion, 2nd floor, just above Eco Farm, those who know that building, formerly where there's Apex Building, for those who know Ntinda very well. Those are our contacts. I want to thank you for considering our company for your home construction needs. We hope to have the opportunity to work with you and create a home that exceeds your expectations. I will use the remaining 10 minutes to bring them back to you and hear and get questions and respond to the questions that you have for us. Thank you very much. Jonan, over to you.
Thank you, engineer, not engineer, because you're the one who told us there's engineer and then there's the actual engineer. Thank you for sharing with us. We get clarity of what it is that you actually do, and thank you for the offer. So I have a question before I open it up. Usually when I met a number of guys support me with my projects, asking, they give you that approximate cost of 650 or whichever figure they give you, but is that figure inclusive of the finishing? Because I realized that sometimes they tell you, it's exclusive of the finishing or something like that, and then so it helps shade the actual picture. So is it inclusive of the finishing, the 650? And then I see as if there's a question on the forum. Is Archome Engineering design firm? Is Archome Engineering a design firm or a construction company? Guys, if you have any other questions, just raise up your hand. I shall select you, and then you'll get answered. First, answer those ones. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Quickly, as you've seen, that research is giving you the 650,000 figure, and I was telling you that's the cheapest house you'll have, and that house is around 88 square meters. Typically, that would be a bungalow. That includes the finishing. That house there, we are talking, it's a specific house. Now, not all houses are like that. So that rate of how much per square meter, if you're trying to convert your building into a square meter rate, be keen that it matters which building and what type and all these different things come into play. Just that you may have to appreciate that that one includes the finishing because of the type of build we are dealing with, but different buildings for different purposes. And then the other question, we are a construction company, but as you may realize, like I've just mentioned to you, we bring a design service close, not our main core work, because we appreciate that some people, even from inception, they haven't the slightest idea what they should even do. So sometimes we have to have a design team, in-house design team for those kinds of people. But some people have other design firms they are working with, you know, to help them come up with their designs. What we really request you or encourage you to do is that as you're going through that process of design, whichever design studio you're using, because there are many architects around, please ensure that you consult us if you intend to get us to do your work, because our input may be relevant for your decision-making in the kind of design you arrive with. Because I've had scenarios, maybe to answer that, I've had scenarios where I have come to implement designs, and certain things of those designs in a practical sense cannot be done. You would have to, again, design, like you imagine you're constructing something and you have to come up with a structure, a sound alternative to what has been brought on paper, because to implement it, things seem to be impossible. I've also had experiences where I've met situations where people said, oh, I forgot that one. Now, why they say that is because in design, in construction or in design, you must think about whether what you're designing with is not just looking beautiful, but implementable. Now, people come up with afterthoughts. I would shock you with afterthoughts that are very costly by the way to the client, and the client didn't have an idea that this design was taking them down a path that constructing in form of construction would cost them heavily. Thank you. I'm not going to read the comments. I'm going to allow you to read them for me so that I can respond.
Yeah, we have a number of appreciations on the chat, but one question comes up. Yeah. Why is it that BOQs are always below actual costs when it comes to execution?
Okay.
So someone
in fact, Jonan, if I may add to that,
yeah,
because yes, I also had a problem with that. BOQs are like the first date. They are lower. Then as you go along, the person says, hey, we forgot to add these wires. Oh, we forgot this mesh. Oh, we forgot these meter imbers. And before you know it, you're so angry and mad. My question then is, John, do you have like a model where you can say, you know what, come and see this house. If you like it, we'll build it for you, say at 100 million. Done, dusted, and we just deliver to you a done project.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Director Grace. Now, BOQs, that's a question that keeps coming up. Now, I will tell you that depending on who you're asking, okay, and how you're going about your build, different people have different reasons why they do different things. My experience has been that sometimes people are pressured by clients to reduce and reduce and reduce. There's already that conversation. There's always going to be a money conversation, which is good. But I think it's also important to appreciate that anything in the costing, anything before the construction remains an estimate. Now, I'm not saying they should be below. No, anyone who is giving you a BOQ that keeps things below, unnecessarily below, you know, I mean, they are being dishonest. I have had to tell certain people certain costs and they just went away. That this thing of yours is going to cost. Actually, I think someone is on this call. I remember the first time I sent them a costing, they said, no, that's impossible. You know, I said, no, the truth is that's exactly what your build will take to be done. And of course, they went, I think, away and thought about it. And then they came back to us and said, okay, now let's build. Long story short, we go ahead and do. We've worked through the costs with this person, and then at least I'm sure they may not have whatever, because there's so many dynamics that are site related that tend to come in that may shift the cost a bit. But I feel that a BOQ that works must work. You cannot have a BOQ, even if it were to be under. Let it go under by just maybe $1 million or $2 million or something. Then there you can say, okay, 1 million, because construction is costly. But these things where people tell you that it is going to cost you 20 million and the thing costs 40 million, that's outrightly deceptive. And that's the kind of thing you have to be careful about. That's why I always encourage you to not, again, also the other thing and around bills of quantities, which I want you to appreciate. And that's something that at Archome we really discourage and don't encourage you clients to fall for, is most of our bills of quantities, and really it's more of a colonization thing. They talk a language that you still don't understand. Everything is in a language you don't understand. Assuming I told you that cubic meters of concrete and I put some rate there, I have not helped you at all. But if I say 1 truck of sand, something like that, I mean, that's something you can relate to. You can relate that kind of bills of quantities. So even the way our bills of quantities standard was, by the school teaches us to produce bills of quantities that are not communicating in the language that you understand. But those of you who have been able to interact with us, you've seen that even when we get a bills of quantities from us, you can follow. You can track that I'm doing this. You can understand, you can assimilate. So that if someone is trying to tell you something that's not practical in your bill, in your costing, you can call it out. You can point and say, no, but you're saying this is like this. How come this is like this? So that before you implement the building, you know exactly that what the costing is saying and what you're building are actually matching. I hope I have answered you on that issue. Yeah.
Fantastic, fantastic. Our time is running very fast. So there's one question, and probably we shall get a comment from Byron. Byron says he has some remark on the BOQ. So someone says, I traveled to India and I realized most homes have roof terraces, which are also turned into green, beautiful family lounges. Yeah. Why is this rare here? Why is this rare here? Is it a cost issue or just lack of sense of style in Uganda?
Okay. The simple answer to that is everything that you do in a construction must be designed. Always you first look out for the structural integrity of whatever it is that you're trying to do. Now, anything that brings, I'll bring you the equivalent of that in Ugandan setting. What goes on in Uganda is this whole flat roof thing, you know? That's really the closest it is. And if a mere flat roof in Uganda, typically the one thing people have suffered with flat roof houses is drainage issues, without putting crops and plants and all that. So whatever has to be done in a house, it's an issue of the cost implication of putting a garden on a roof of a Ugandan. They would rather go and dig in their compound because the structure has to be designed and built to meet that particular need. I hope that answers you. So it's fantastic. More, yeah.
I think it does. I see our time is fast spent. Let's hear from Byron, and then probably this last question we might have to have it at the grill. We hope to have you tomorrow at the grill so that you can answer a number of questions. Sure. So Byron, speak to us on BOQs.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jonan. Just something about the BOQs. Thank you for the presentation, engineer. One thing about the BOQ, I mean the design construction field. But BOQs are basically estimates, and if you look at the BOQs, they are either going to be high or low, based on the running costs of materials all around you. If at all you have most of the construction materials close to the site, automatically that one could be able to pin down on the cost of the materials, and the BOQ also goes down. But also, having the engineers, they can be able to save you a lot during the construction in something relative to the BOQs, because those ones being an estimate, they can either go down or up. So I don't think it could be something that would be so alarming. Only that most people, when they give you the BOQ, it's a round figure. It kind of blows your mind because basically you're looking at a cost which is lower. But also the other thing would be to also have a phase project based on what the client wants. so that you know that if at all the client is looking at saving this cost, if at all we try to do a phase project, maybe this figure would be able to rhyme so well and give you a better picture of what that client could be looking at. Yeah, just something that is quite a lot to share, but with the time, that could be just a brief about it. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you, Byron. We hope you'll be on the
Jonan.
call tomorrow as well. Yeah.
One last question, director asked, isn't there a custom design that is ready? Said John, this is done. We are coming up with those. We are coming up with some standardized 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, and 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom house, and we'll cost it and put it there. As a company, we think that it's time in our participation in the need to have those standardized units costed, done, and dusted, and then you would be able to buy them. You buy what you see and you implement it as it is. So, but typically a person has style and taste. You know, many people have different dreams. So we still keep that aspect of interacting with you, an interactive approach with what you want your home to look like. But we'll have those soon coming out on all our media for you people to engage with. Thank you.
Thank you, engineer. We have 3 questions we shall start with tomorrow at the grill. We hope you will come through, as
Sure.
well as Byron and any other experts.
Yeah.
One of the questions that we shall have tomorrow is incremental housing. You will speak to that, as well as you tell us the percentages, professional fee. There's a question on that. We shall not answer it today. Someone who wants to build but it's been postponing, how do you encourage them to go about it? So let's have these questions answered at the grill to start with.
Sure.
But for now, I'd like to encourage all of us in the call. Today is market day. Let's put these pictures that are shared on the business group, on our WhatsApp statuses. Let's share them on our Facebook, tweet them to make it known that Archome can actually do good work to support our very own. But also, if you have a project, please consider them, because that's what it means by being family and, you know, supporting one another. So please do that. We shall be taking your WhatsApp statuses to monitor and evaluate. Please, let's put them there and support our very own. Thank you, engineer, for your time speaking to us. We hope to have you tomorrow.
Thank you.
For more questions, as you may see, this industry is very volatile and it has a lot of questions and lots of things not figured out. So see you tomorrow. Without further ado, I speak a blessing over us. God bless the works of our hands. God cover us, but above all, prosper us as we help others prosper as well. Thank you. Have a great day, but majorly don't be a martyr. Go and make money.
Thank you. Thank you very much for the
Have a blessed
opportunity.
day.